Good morning. I'm going to start with the footnote. Did something sound familiar to you when you were listening to that first reading from the book of the prophet Malachi, or listening to the responsorial song, Who is the King of Glory? What came to mind? Handel's Messiah? This is a good day, especially if you have children or grandchildren that you have not played it for them. Play one of the versions for them. It comes in all languages, all styles, gospel. Handel himself did a great job. But again, it's a way of helping them understand the connection between religion, their lives, and again, being able to share that lightens up this whole world. That's why we are here today for the Feast of the Presentation. Because we say Christ is the light. Christ is our beacon. Christ is what we hope to be a part of in his kingdom. In this first reading, though, we are being challenged to believe certain things were easy, and we know that they could not have been. First, let's just start off with the situation. Here we have Mary and Joseph, who are trying their best to bring their child up in the faith. Now, they are being asked to travel to a town. Do you remember the last time that they were away from their home? What happened? They tried to kill the baby Jesus. It took a great leap of faith, great strength in their own religion and in their own love for each other to venture out with a child, knowing there are people out there that want to kill him. Now, I know some of you go through that experience now, but again, it's not that they're trying to do it just because they are. We are being challenged to recognize that light, which Simeon was able to recognize immediately. We told that he was righteous and devout and filled with the Holy Spirit. So he had a big jump over most of us. But again, his faith allowed him to see God immediately. Then we come to Anna. Here she is, an old woman. We're told that she lived a long time after her marriage. Now, I'm not asking how many in here are mathematicians and know that they're older than Anna, but I know that there's some people who are. I also know that there are people in this church like Anna who do give their life in service, not necessarily in the church, but around the church and in the community. And I know that's many of you. That's the history we are here to talk about. I'm not here just to talk about ancient history, because ancient history ain't so ancient for many of us. Ancient history meant that there have been things that have changed and we've moved on. We still got a long way to go, brothers and sisters. We have a history that must be now. We must be that living history for our younger people. We must be the people who recognize the gifts and the talents that are around us. I would be willing to bet there are many of you in this congregation today who have been the first person of color, or the first woman, or the first person in a particular job where no one else has had it. That's our history. We are constantly making first. But we also have to be very aware that just because we've made it, that means we don't keep reaching back. That's what Jesus did. He came back for us. He reached back and said, yes, you come along with me. to the kingdom that has been prepared for you. You come along with me and share your faith. Look how he reached out to the people who were not accepted. Look how he reached out to a nation that people said you should not touch. Look how he saw in us something worth saving. Now, on this feast of the presentation, I think it's a challenge for us to see Christ. And it begins individually with each of us. Somehow, as church, as people of faith, when you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, you need to be able to see some reflection of Christ. If you can't, go back to bed and close your eyes for a few minutes. It's a horrible way to start a day without Christ in your life. It's already bad and it's going to get worse. Take a few minutes. Calm yourself. Because if you go out into this world with Christ as your center, that light will shine. That's what people will see. You don't have to talk about him. They'll see him. They'll see him in you. And it will be something that they value, they want to be a part of. And the other part of that is, when they look at you and see some part of Christ, it's important for you to see Christ in them. It begins with us looking for Christ in our brothers and sisters, lifting up those that need to be lifted up. And yes, being able to support those who have prayed for us daily and kept us in the ways of the Lord. Our history demands of us that we just don't sit back on our laurels. If so, we will repeat the same mistakes. Society does that for us anyway. We need to say that's not enough for us. Just as a little idiosyncrasy, it just tickles me, this invitation to come to this church. Here I am. I'm known to some of you. Here I am. I came over last month for a funeral. I had to produce papers to come for that. And now, to come back just a month later, they're still asking for papers. This is Black History Month, and it took me back to the last time black people had to ask for papers to go across a bridge. Again, it's those little things in our lives that set us off. It's those little things when we remember the bad things that have happened to us. But with Christ, we can change that stance. With Christ, we can receive his mercy. With Christ, we can stand up to whatever this world offers us. Let us this day, as we strive to see Christ in ourselves and in our brothers and sisters, know that we have Christ at this altar, in ordinary bread and wine, becoming the body and the blood of Christ. What a gift that is to us. What a gift to know that we will leave this church with Christ within us in a special way. Let us rejoice, let us be proud, and let us proclaim Christ, the light of our world.